Why do I think it is very, very useful to be very honest and treat people right in dating? Well, because like in business, girls talk to others. If you're mean to a girl, or mean's kind of minor, more importantly, if you cheat on a girl, or you're doing things behind her back, or you're lying to her, or you break it off horrendously and unnecessarily in a horrendous way, or you're just a horrible person to her and you do a lot of harm to this person, whatever it is, um, being a dick and lying can come back and hurt you. And so I think if you're honest, you can end up doing much better in a lot of ways, just like in business, because people talk, she talks to her friends, and on and on and on. And because we are such social creatures, a lot of these things can work in a positive upward spiral or a negative downward spiral. And therefore, if you're working in a positive upward spiral and you have a good reputation, you're nice, you're wonderful, you're awesome, you're honest, um, she can talk to her friends and say how awesome of a person you are and how you're great and so forth. And potentially, at the very least, you have a good reputation with her friends, and maybe you'll be introduced to someone else, or those friends end up dating you, or whatever it is. Or even if that never happens, um, you have a honest record. However, a bad record, it's so easy to get, but a good record, if you can keep that for a while, that's hard to do because, you know, think of a table. It's easy to keep very messy. Like one speck or one piece of trash or a bit of dust or a bit of mud thrown on it, and you're no longer completely clean. Whereas a clean record, that's hard to do, and therefore, people really respect that. People really respect honesty. And it's one of the reasons why I try to be very honest all the time and a ethical person. More so than that, as the positive spiral spirals upward, the negative spiral spirals downward. So with positive things, you end on a good note, you get a good reputation, especially in smaller areas and communities, and even in large cities. I think people underemphasize this. They think, okay, I live in a big city now. Um, Even if I, screw it up with this girl, I'll never see her again. And that's a horrible way of thinking about it. And I do think people discount this a lot, but because, you know, we're so connected in a lot of ways, and there's still communities in big cities. And you may be connected in ways that people don't know. You don't know. And so again, with this positive spiral, and I do think this is one of the things that the pickup artists get wrong. I believe they're just willing to blow it to pieces, and in some cases they do get away with it, and sometimes it's maybe good for practice or whatever. But in terms of like actual relationship stuff, um, I mean, if you have the choice of ending it on a good note and not being a dick versus being a dick, um, can be very, very helpful to do the former if there's really no really cost benefits to not doing that. And so I think it's very, very useful. And again, with the negative spiral, it can go horrendously in a lot of ways. She can just screw you over with all her friends, even people who may have been interested in you. Because of that, they're just not interested at all because of that horrible reputation and all sorts of other stuff, and so forth. So again, I do think, to an extent, when you live in a big city, you will realize in a lot of ways that people don't care, and there's so many people. And so there is a certain extent of use in that because, again, you don't feel so pressured about screwing things up. And you can screw things up, and it won't be a huge deal. But at the same time, I do think that uh, being honest and being ethical can be of great value because boy do women talk, boy do people socialize and communicate and talk and so forth. And this can over time very much help you or very much hurt you. And if it hurts you, and sometimes you won't even know it. Other times you will definitely realize it because they could come back and hurt you in a lot of ways. But yeah, that's just my amateur opinion based off my observations. Again, my opinions may change over time. So take what I say with a grain of salt. And yeah, that's all I really want to say in a nutshell. Think it through. Uh, Girls, do you agree with me or disagree? And guys, what do you think about this whole thing? Um, and yeah, that's really all I want to say. Thanks for watching.